You hunting with a crossbow this year?
All right, we're down in Thibodaux, Louisiana at Thibodaux Tackle. We have our Botex here. We have Jacob and Marty. Y'all come down to Thibodaux, Louisiana. You come get with these guys. Thibodaux Tackle have all your fishing needs, all your bait. They work on bows, crossbows. Y'all say y'all even mess with a little bit of rifles too?
Yep.
A little bit of rifle.
Custom rods?
Custom rods, everything we're working on. So, so Jacob's already getting started. So, how far was I off, Jacob?
About a quarter-inch.
Quarter-inch. So, I know nothing about compound bows. I'm just getting into compound bow hunting. I started last year. I just got me a new drop rest. I tried setting my bow the best I can. I don't have fancy vices and all the equipment these guys have. You can see, I already see he's got his levels on. You got your level on your back string. You got your level on your arrow. So right now you're trying to get the
All
arrow.
I'm doing is getting it square with the shaft of the bow. Right now with the riser and the arrow shaft.
Gotcha.
To where we can start working your tuning as close as we possibly.
So I was off left and right and up and down, huh?
Not up and down much.
No?
You almost dead on. Like,
If I would tell you what I did to try and get my height up and down.
Oh, don't tell me you eyeballed it.
Oh no, I eyeballed left and right. So I eyeballed left and right. I was about a quarter-inch off.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad. Up and down, you never guess. I took me a table that was level, got me a 2-foot square, ran it up my back string, had somebody hold my bow, and I ran a torpedo level on the front of my arrow right here.
Hey, and look, you can get.
That's what I say. Well, I mean, if I was close.
You can get really close without all of this stuff, but when you start getting into what we're fixing to get into with heavy weights and arrows and stuff like that, you need to be
On.
perfect.
Oh yeah, there's rabbit holes you could go down.
Quarter-inch off.
You're gonna go down those rabbit holes. That's what I say. This bow here, I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole. What the goal is today is to get the bow itself tuned the best we can. Make sure everything's on. Because a lot of people don't know this. You go to Cabela's, Bass Pro Shop, you go somewhere.
They do not do this.
No. You go and you buy a bow and people think they could just go and grab it off the shelf and hit the woods and go out hunting. And for the most part,
Which you can. For the
it's
most
yeah,
part,
it's
to a certain
there.
extent.
Yeah, it's there. You know, shooting something at 10, 15 yards away, if it comes out, you got a real good shot at it.
Now,
But
you did it right with getting started at this level, with this level of bow, not jumping into. Everybody thinks you need to have these $2,000-3,000 bows to go out and be successful killing animals, and that's not the case.
yeah, which this right here is just a bear, legit. I think I paid maybe $400 for this bow.
Yep.
You know, like I think it was around that price range. I can't remember exactly. I think it was like between 300 and 500. Let's say that.
This is your best. If I get people that come in this shop that want to get into bow hunting and don't want to jump down that $4,000 or $5,000 range, this is the best setup I suggest for anyone.
Entry level, beginner.
Even expert level. I mean, these bows nowadays, they all shooting in that 280 to 300 feet per second range. Every one of them, no matter what you get, it's all poundage and draw length.
So the problem I was having yesterday after I put the new drop rest on, this is what I'm worried about. Of course, I knew I was kind of close to what I had, but for some reason, whenever I would shoot, I only had 2 good arrows that I was using. I shot my first 2 shots. They were almost bullseye. They were grouping less than an inch away from each other. I went and got my arrows, go back, and I'm shooting 15 yards. So I went back, go to take my next 2 shots. One of them hits high on my block. The next one hits, skims the top of the block, shoots across my yard, skims the top of the road, then flies and hits my son's truck across the street.
Got him.
I got it. I tell you, I mushroom tipped the head. I mean, so what do you think would have caused? You think maybe my drop wasn't dropping every time?
Drop away.
That's
Probably
what-
was not dropping.
That's what we're going to check now. So we're going to check to see, first thing, putting it in the draw board like this, we're checking timing on the cams. First thing. Because if your cams are out of time, we'll never get it tuned.
Okay.
At all. It's just not going to work.
Now, I will say this. The Bowtech, where I bought it from, I'm not going to mention the company and all
No,
that
don't
stuff.
do that.
But the Bowtech, I love the dude, man. He's a good dude. He kind of went through it, and I think he went ahead and got my cams to where they're supposed to be straight up and down. They're supposed to be timed. Now, that was maybe last year before bow season. So if it's off, it could be.
Could be from shooting.
Yeah.
Which you're almost right where you need to be.
As I say, so far I haven't had any complaints when it came to the cams and everything. There was only one time I had to bring it back. You could see a little bit of wear right here. My cam was rubbing.
Yep.
But I think he tuned it back and got the cams leveled.
Oh yeah, ain't no way I'd ever look at that all day. Your way gets old.
And that's, like I said, I'm a beginner. I've never done this before. I tried installing it the best I can.
No more.
And, you know, as far as the string that controls, that gets it to drop,
Yep.
it's almost like a trigger, I guess you could say.
Yep.
You get it tight, but whenever you pull it that extra little bit and you release it, that's what drops the drop
That's
rest.
what falls it down. Makes it
So
fall.
I'm not sure if I had that done correctly, so that may have been my main problem.
Which that's what I'm checking right now.
Thank you,
We
dude.
might need to
All
raise
right.
you up a hair.
Hey, you gonna have
Just
some
to,
truck today?
we're gonna see.
Season will open till 6 o'clock tonight.
Oh, I got you. I thought they opened the small.
No.
Now, I did see that on a lot of videos that I watched. A lot of people, the little piece that you're putting down that attaches the string from the drop rest. A lot of them did have it up here, but I didn't know if I should have dropped it as far down, if it made a difference.
Yeah, so a good starting point is almost bottom of your hand
Alright,
Okay.
on the bow itself.
alright, no problem.
And what we'll do once we get it figured out where it needs to go, I'm gonna tie it into the string and serve it.
There we go. Okay. Well, like I said, well, I mean, how you think I did for somebody that does not know anything about a bow? Was I close?
Great.
I mean, it was shootable. I was shooting trucks with it, but I did hit a truck. So, I mean, I didn't kill the truck, but I put a nice dent in the front bumper. I'll tell you that. I mushroom tipped the head of the arrow so bad it looked like when you shoot a bullet into a metal plate, it mushroomed it. I mean, it was that heavy weight I had on that tip. I tell you what, it did what it was supposed to do. So that's pretty much, so for today, that's the main goal. First, we get the bow, everything with the bow as tuned and accurate as possible, right?
Correct.
And after that, we jump down what some people go down the next rabbit hole, where we're going to take our arrows and kind of tune the arrows the best we can as far as weight. And I guess it's pretty much just tuning it, getting it to where it's flying straight, correct?
Correct. The goal is to get it flying as straight as possible.
And by doing that, just changing weights and different kind of broadhead
Weights,
tips,
broadheads,
fletchings.
inserts, fletchings. There's a lot of things you can do to get it
So
flying as straight as
so
possible.
okay, well, let's as simple as we can for somebody like me that's watching this video. You go and you buy a pack of arrows. That's pretty much what I did. I kind of to stay out of that rabbit hole. Let's keep it simple. You go buy a box of arrows, depending on the weight. Which, let's say normally a lot of people would shoot like what, 100 grain tips.
100 grain tips is going to be your most common. And most people are going to buy a 350 spine arrow.
Okay, so I went a little heavier.
Get your
Yeah,
hands on, and you're a little more knowledgeable. In
yeah.
it
I went a
than
little heavier. I went with a little bit of a like I guess you could say stiffer spine.
Yep.
But we're not gonna confuse everybody with that. But we're just gonna take.
No, for your novice
Yeah.
beginner.
So we're
90%
pretty much
of the
take an
population
arrow.
is gonna buy
Let's say I go buy a box of arrows,
Yep.
get a 100 grain tip. How much adjustments you need to do to that to get that flying straight when we paper tune it? Does it all pretty much boil down to a 350 spine or so should handle whatever you need?
No, your spine is going to be 100 grain broadhead. You can shoot 350 spine, shoots great with 100 grain. 400 spine.
400.
300 spine shoots great with it.
So let's say you just take
Your-
a 350 spine with a 100 grain broadhead. How much adjustments you got to make to that?
It all depends on how your rest is mounted.
Okay.
If your rest is if your arrow shaft, when you put it in the bow, like this, when you pull your measurement off center of the shaft from your riser,
Mm-hmm.
as the closer you are to center, the truer it's going to fly. And that's where we're going to make our micro adjustments once we shoot it through the paper. Opposed to however that arrow comes out, and if it kicks right or kick left. you're
Okay,
gonna
so
lose
that's
your
something.
rest.
That's something I didn't know anything about. So your rest wants to try and get where this arrow will pretty much.
Come out the bow as true as possible.
So you want it not centered, all the weight on it.
Weight's not that big of a deal.
So your FOP doesn't matter when it comes to your
No,
rest.
not with your rest. No, your rest is all the angle the arrow's coming out of the bow at.
Okay.
And it's opposite for anybody trying to do it at home. If you know how to sight in a bow, you chase the arrow at the sight.
Exactly.
It's the opposite on the rest. Your rest is like sighting in a rifle scope.
So if your tail end, we'll keep it simple. With the tail end, if the tail end's going left, you want to move your riser to the right.
Correct.
Ah, gotcha.
It's the opposite. You move the scope on the bow.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's going to help out a lot of people. I gotcha. Well, I'll let you get to this. By the time we're done with this video, I may start up again in a second when we try and paper tune. But I think you're going to get the bow right, then we'll go ahead and work on the arrows for a minute and then try and get this. Cool. All right. So, first shot.
Bullet.
Now, I got 2 arrows set up with that weight. Let's do this. This is the one I hit the truck with. I had to kind of grind it back down. So first shot,
Perfect
paper
bullet hole.
tuning, perfect bullet hole.
Perfect bullet hole. Now that's just from squaring that arrow up on the riser. So I was able to get it perfect.
And that's with the heavy weight.
That's with the heavyweight, 300 spine, Victory, V-Forces.
That ain't bad at all.
No, that's, I mean, you can't ask for nothing better than that.
That's a lot better than what I thought.
I mean, that is, you could show it in the camera. That is a perfect bullet hole. That is what you want when you're tuning a bow.
So perfect bullet hole. You're going to see a couple little tears from the fletchings.
Yep. We might have a slight left tear, but it's so minute. I was shooting at a little bit of an angle, so that could have been that slight left tear. I was shooting towards the right.
Well, then that's a lot.
I mean, that's bullet hole, and that's just from going off of. We didn't move the rest or anything yet after we shot it through paper.
That's what I mean.
So this is straight out of just squaring the shaft off to the riser.
So for a lot of people that don't know, if you shoot when you're paper tuning, if your arrow isn't shooting straight and that arrow shoots crooked, it'll leave a rip in the paper. Luckily, we didn't have no rip at all.
No rip. This is
Straight bullet hole, which means the arrows are shooting straight.
true.
Bows tuned good.
Bows tuned perfect.
Well, I kind of almost wish we would have tried it with what I had, just to show how off it was. Just to see the difference in
Well, I'll
what
shoot
you
this
just
one.
did and what I did.
Right. I'll shoot this
Man,
one and show you the difference.
but that was a whole lot better than what I thought. A whole lot easier. Because I really thought we were gonna come into the same problem with that heavy weight, but I'm shooting different arrows than what Alan was.
Different arrows than what Alan was.
So
yeah.
mine-
I was shooting a gold tip, which
So-
is a naturally softer spine.
So with mine being a harder spine, I got a lot more weight up here. So when you got a lot of people don't realize this, I'm putting a lot of weight towards the tip. So whenever you release your string, it gets a lot of force to get that tip moving. So what happens is the arrow will bend. So I use a stiffer arrow, which seems to be working pretty good.
Yep.
A lot better than what I thought it was gonna do.
Now we're gonna shoot this out of a shot bow I have, a Darton. This is gonna be close to the same draw weight he's shooting. A little bit heavier, a little bit shorter draw length because it's fit for me. But this bow has not been tuned yet at all. And just by looking at it, it's gonna give us a left tear.
Never
You
been
can
shot.
tell just because of the drop rest, you can tell.
I can tell just by the way the arrow lines up with center of. You want to
Yeah.
try to hold the bow as center as possible, and center your string up with your center U of your drop away west, risk a biscuit, whatever it is. And looking at this one, it's actually going to have a right tear. Should have a right tear. Let's see. Now I've never shot this bow before, so this will be interesting.
Go.
I shot the same hole. So let me shoot another hole, and it did right tear.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it did tear into my bullet hole that you had from mine, but
It is a right tear.
yeah, you could tell where the bullet hole would have been, and it made a right tear.
Right, bullet hole would have been here,
Yeah.
and it shot down and right. So I'm gonna shoot it again to kind of give you a better look at what we're talking about. And look, keep in mind, this is not.
I'm just surprised with this.
Yes.
I really thought we were gonna have to tune these arrows.
You can usually get it. It's never often that you can measure the bow out and get it perfect like that every
Yeah.
time.
Well,
I'll be honest with you, that's the second time I ever do it, just measuring it and it's perfect bullet hole.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, it's.
Well, I mean, everything, and that's what I kept telling Alan. In theory, by the charts that we looked at, because there are charts that you get, it'll tell you if you're shooting this size tip, what size spine to use, everything, it pretty much should get you where you need to be. And within that chart, I should have been within specs.
Yep.
So obviously.
And there's a lot of ways, things that come into play, like for what y'all are doing, shooting these heavy weights up front. You typically the lighter poundage you're drawing, you want a softer arrow spine,
Yeah.
which your example and Alan's example, y'all only shooting 50 and 60 pounds.
Yeah.
So typically you could get away with a 400 spine arrow, but when you throw that heavy weight in the front end of it, it makes that
Throw
arrow
heavy
flex
weight,
too much.
You're pushing in the back, and it wants
Which is
to.
why you need a stiffer spine.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm happy with
So
it.
I'm gonna shoot this one again. Okay, well I can't do that either because that's a bullet hole.
Oh, well.
So if y'all are in the Thibodaux area and y'all need good bows,
That's
Thibodaux
right.
tackle will get you right.
That's
So
right.
That's bow number 3.
That's right.
I do just measuring out on a riser, and it's, I mean you can see it. That is, it's bigger fletchings.
Yeah.
So it's tearing down a hair, which that's just a matter of the D-loop. That D-loop was just tied in. That D-loop is not measured out to anybody yet. That's a demo bow. That's just moving the D-loop up a 1/8 inch maybe. And that'd be perfect bullet hole too.
As I say, look, I'm extremely happy. Look, sometimes it doesn't take much.
Sometimes you could sit here for hours.
That's what I was gonna say.
Chasing these
I'm
bows.
certainly happy. Look, we came here. You adjusted my bow. You got everything where it needed to be, and just by adjusting the bow and getting everything
Which I'll show.
where it needs to be on the bow,
So what we did.
we actually shooting good. We shooting straight. Now it's just gonna be a matter of me going home and resighting it in, make sure my sights are where I need to be.
And all we did to get what we just achieved there, which is
Well-
exactly what you want, is a matter of, and you can buy all this stuff online. You can come in here and buy it, whatever you want. it don't matter to me either way, is get you a string level, which mounts into your bow right here. And look, you don't need a fancy bow vise to hold it. We have one here in the shop simply because we work on these every day, all day. All you want is your string level.
Get yourself a level up and down.
Your bow to where your string reads level. Same thing. You can get all this stuff online at Lancaster, whatever archery accessory company you deal with. Now that your bow riser's level, you would put your arrow level on. As long as they read the same, you're good. And all I did to check tune was take a regular old tape measure.
So to check tune, he's talking about the arrow,
Your rest.
the rest, which the arrow's sitting on, being left to right. Because you want that, your cams and your string, everything runs in one straight line, up and down.
And all I did was pull a measurement off the riser to center shaft of the arrow. Just for me, it's easier to go off of center.
Which they say that's usually what, 7/8? Somewhere around that line? Yep. So I said, look, I've been watching some videos, man. I've been watching.
Specs on the bow should be about 7/8. Swamp popping today.
Yeah, you're right. So, one more thing we haven't talked about yet.
Yep.
And you're probably going to freak out
Probably.
whenever I pull this big old thing out.
Oh, stabilizer.
Stabilizers.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that.
So, I went ahead and ordered this because I figured if I went heavier, they say the longer it is, the more stable you can hold that bow. I could also take off some of these weights if I have to.
It's more stable with the right balance.
But that's what I was going to
So
say.
I shoot big stabilizers.
So you rather long
I
stabilizers?
shoot a 12-inch stabilizer out the front
Mm-hmm.
and a 10-inch out the back. I
Gotcha.
shoot a back bar. And I take all my weights out my front, but that's just my preference because when I'm shooting a bow, when I draw back, I naturally fall forward as I'm sitting there. So I take all my weights out the front, put them in the back of my bow, which holds me up a little bit more.
See, I find whenever with this much weight coming out the front of my bow, I find I'm using the bottom part of my wrist and using that bottom part of my wrist to force that weight up, and that's what kind of holds me steady.
And it could
If that
be-
makes sense.
Yeah. So it's all, a lot of it's got to do with form. So we'll put this in here just to kind of give a demonstration. So something I don't suggest. A lot of people want to hold their bow like that.
Mm-hmm.
You've got nothing there, and also you cut your finger off.
Yeah.
So
I usually fingertip.
the proper way to hold a bow is like that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want it, if you see in my hand, I'm holding it in the fat pieces of my hand, in that perfect crease,
Mm-hmm.
instead of holding it like
Yeah.
this, where you got less stability because you got less surface area hitting the riser. Opposed to like that, then you're gripping it. So
Yeah.
see how the string's hitting my
Mhm.
arm there? You hit yourself every time. Opposed to
Yeah.
holding it right in that cushion.
And see, whenever I shoot with this much weight, I find I put a little bit weight pushing against the bottom here just to keep this weight up, and that's what holds my sight steady.
So same concept as me, except like I said, I naturally fall forward. So I would have a shorter back. If I had ran these stabilizers, I would have a shorter stabilizer up front, and I would have
And a
this
long
one in
one
the back,
kicking back. Yeah.
holding me up like it. Because naturally I hold a bow. Just the way my hand is, however I've been shooting for years, if you look at the angle of that bow, it's leaning forward. I naturally fall forward on a bow. Opposed to if I got the weight in the back, it holds me back.
Mm-hmm. Well, I definitely see where you're coming from.
And
But I
it's
guess that
slow.
comes with every shooter's going to have their own
Every
preference.
shooter's got their own thing.
Yeah.
Yep. I shoot a lot of long range in the Midwest. I shoot a lot of long range on my place in Alabama.
Yeah.
So I rather have that upward angle when I fall into my target and follow through than trying to hold it up at a
So,
target 70 yards
yeah.
out opposed to 20.
Well, I understand completely. But that's what I say. That's all rabbit holes. Keep telling people you can go buy a bow, and get out in the woods and go hunt. You really want to start learning about things, each part, I'm telling you, it's like, you want to start learning about arrows, that's a whole rabbit hole. You want to start learning about stabilizers. You want to start learning about sights, everything. Oh, man.
Prime example. This is a customer's bow.
That's plain Jane.
Came
Bought.
in. This is old school PSE. Came in, likes the bow hunt. Don't feel like he needs to upgrade, which is fine. I'm not going to tell somebody they need to upgrade because you don't. This kills them just the same as that Darton does. He went new strengths. He's getting new sight. Whisker biscuit. He likes it old school. And this is going to shoot just as good as the rest of them. This bow actually paper tuned better than this one did.
Mm-hmm.
And this one. And
Well, I
bow
believe
is
it.
Old, double the age of both of these.
I believe it.
So it's all.
But people don't understand either way. A lot of the deer that I've killed, a majority of the deer that I've killed in my lifetime, were only 15, 20 yards away from the tree I'm sitting in.
Yep. You don't need this to be successful. You can be just as successful with this and this. It's what's in between the arrow, the right arm, left arm, however hand you are. This one too. This one's getting new strings, new sight, new drop away, and that bow will hunt for 20 years.
I like it.
You don't feel like if you want to get into bow hunting that you need to go spend. I mean, this bow retails at $1,300, just the bow. You don't need to go spend that $1,300 on a bow. If you're not sure about it, just getting into it, go spend $200 on a used bow, bring it into your local shop, a shop that you trust, and they'll get you right.
That was the next thing I was going to ask you. So I have another friend of mine. He's supposed to start hunting with us this year. This is going to be his first year ever hunting. And, of course, he wants to try bow hunting with us. So what do you suggest? Sending him somewhere, go buy a bow.
Yep.
You know, like let's say a big retail place, big retail store. Come on in over here, set him up however he wants to be set up.
Yep. My best suggestion is if you go to those big places like Cabela's Academy, Gander Mountain, all that stuff, you could buy pre-rig packages like
what I did.
which is a good package to start at. Bring it in here, and we can upgrade you to a QAD. We can upgrade you with stabilizer.
Or if not, keep the whisker biscuit, keep everything on it, make sure everything's sighted in properly, make sure everything's aligned, and just get them out in the woods.
Yep. We'll make sure you tuned in right with what you got.
But what people don't understand, they think they go buy a brand new bow off the shelf, and they think, oh, everything's good, everything's ready to go. I'd rather see someone bring it into a professional bow tech like you guys, make sure everything, if not, you don't realize, and that's what I was doing wrong last year, you don't realize, you know, I'm trying to shoot a deer at 30 yards, one shot's going down, one shot's going, you know, my arrows are flying all over the place, left to right, and I didn't know.
And going to a big box store like that, they're not going to sit there with you and give you the hands-on lesson on why it's doing this,
Exactly.
why it's doing that, why you need to do this, why
Some
you
people
need to do that.
get frustrated because they're out trying to shoot a target, and they're like, man, why is one time I'm hitting the bullseye, the next time I'm 5 inches to the left, the next time I'm high? Well, if your arrows aren't flying correctly, you're not going to be consistent.
Yep. And we sell, believe it or not, we sell a lot of, we're a Lancaster dealer, so I sell a lot of Dartons, brand new. I sell a lot of Bear packages.
So you do,
A lot of Diamond packages.
you can sell brand new bows to people coming in order them.
Yep. Correct.
Good deal.
We get a lot of beginners that come in here, and this is the bow I steer them on, this or a Diamond. Because for one, Bear's cam systems are so widely adjusted. I can bring you into a 25-inch draw length or 31, no matter what size you are. You come in, I'll look at your stature and say, like for you, for instance, I would have told you to go buy a 33-inch axle to axle, which this is a 31, so showing comparison. It's a longer bow.
Which the bow I bought is actually a youth bow, if I'm correct. Because that one could go, mine can go all the way down to about 30 pounds.
Correct. All the way up to 60, I believe. And it might be 70. I have to look at the cams and the mods.
Yeah.
But
just to say, I mean, it doesn't have to be some great big bow. You want to get out, get hunting, you know, get something.
Bear and Diamond going to be your best 2 price point for what you get. And if you're a older guy like us that's got kids, whatever, and your kids want to come up into bow hunting, there ain't nothing for you to bring this bow in for your son or whatever, and 30 minutes worth of work, we got it fitting him, tuning straight, shooting straight with him.
Exactly. Which, that's another thing I wanted to ask you. Kids. If a kid cannot pull a bow back with a certain amount of poundage, it's actually illegal for them to go hunt with it, correct?
35, state of Louisiana, I think it's 35 pound.
So, yeah, you get a kid out, you have to make sure they can handle shooting a bow with the correct pounds. Now, if you want to get your kid interested in like bow fishing or something, you drop one around 30 pounds or even under.
My thing with the kids is I got a 3-year-old going on 4. And believe it or not, he shoots a bear. He has a bear. I don't remember what style it is. It's a really small, cheap children's bow. But since he's been 3 years old, he draws his bow back at about 10 or 15 pounds.
Really?
But what I tell everybody, I've got it set up like a hunting rig.
Yeah.
But he sits there and target shoots, which at that young age, it's getting that muscle memory already. Okay, Daddy, I got to pull back an anchor here. I got to do this. I got to do that. And he knows all that, which gets them, when they get to this level, he'll be able to shoot 35, 40 pounds at 6 years old.
That's great.
Yep. And don't try to shove the weight on the child to bow hunt. Like if you got a 7, 8-year-old kid that you want to bring bow hunting with you, don't try to force them to pull that 40 pound back.
Pull the 30. You can do it just so you can go hunt.
Pull the 30.
Yeah.
Don't try to force them to pull 40 pounds back, because long term that's going to cause damage to their shoulders, rotator cuffs, whatever. Don't put them in the hunting situation until their body's ready for it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a big thing too.
I agree.
And let them go have fun with it.
Definitely.
You know?
That's
You're
what I say.
Practicing, let your kid practice with you.
I started with this bow last year. By next year, I may want something that'll fit me a little better. Like I said, I just need to get out in the woods, get started with this. Then I can pass this on to my son.
Correct.
By then, he's 15 now. By then, he may be able to go out, pull 30 pounds back, and he may be out in the woods, or may want to set it up for bow fishing or something.
That's the perfect bow for that. That's
Definitely.
the perfect bow for that. You could do it all with that bow for how low it goes. And that's why I steer everybody that comes in this shop, if they're getting into it, look, you need to go buy a Bear starter entry-level bow or Diamond entry-level bow. Because if you want to keep it, you can go heavier poundage. They range from 30, they got some that range from 30 to 70 pounds. So you don't have to do like people like us that bow hunt avidly and buy new flagship bows every year. You know, it doesn't. I guess moral of the story at the end of the day, this does the same thing.
Yeah, definitely.
It really does. There's no level of kill on an animal. That's
I
what
agree.
I tell everybody, dead is dead. As long as it's ethical, good shot placement, and practice. Just practice and practice and practice.
I 100% agree, and that's why I'm here. I'm trying to. Ethically, you want to be as accurate as you possibly can be. You don't want to be out there just sending arrows all over and wounding animals. So you come to somebody like you get it set up. Now I'll be able to go home. I still have 2 months before hunting season. I could start practicing, getting my shots right. I know the bow's right. The rest of it's going to be on me now.
Yep.
So.
Yep, and this is the best time to do it too. You know, a lot of us wait till end of September to start shooting and stuff like that. I mean, we shoot year round.
Well, I was shooting, and I had the Whisker Biscuit on it. Even the Whisker Biscuit that was on it, that's what started this rabbit hole about. We were at the house, we were taking turns, videoing each other. You're slowing down the videos, watching how your arrows are flying. None of us, we all out practicing, and we realized none of us had good arrow flight.
True arrow flight, correct.
So that's when we were like, okay, we really need to get these things checked out. And just so happens, y'all just opened up how long ago?
About 2 months.
2 months.
And I've been doing my own archery work for about 15 years.
Alan found you guys. He said, man, I'm going to check these guys out. He came out here. He was highly impressed. He said, man, go check these guys out. He said, I think they're going to really do you a good job. And look, it didn't take us long at all. I'm very satisfied and highly impressed. It took us, what, about 15 minutes
Oh, yeah,
to get this bow done.
That thing is driving tacks.
And yeah, we're shooting bullet holes, paper
Oh
tuning.
yeah, that
I like
bow,
it.
That bow's shooting good.
Well, and like I said, to be all honest, the cams and all were just checked, so I had an idea those were close, but I knew where my problem was, and you went right to it.
Yeah.
It took us all about 15 minutes. You verified it, you put your levels on it, and
And there's tons of great bow shops that do the same thing we do. We're not the kind of shop. I'm not stuck on selling you new bows. You know, I want you to come in with what you're comfortable with, and we're gonna get that right.
oh yeah.
You know, and if there is something that can't be fixed, then we'll talk about another option, which does
Yeah.
happen. I mean,
Yes.
Alan, that happened to Alan. You know,
Yeah,
but
unfortunately.
we were able to get him right. out
But
the
I mean,
door.
at the same time though, his bow it had some years on it.
Yeah, he had some issues with his.
It's not like he went out, bought a new bow, and then it was like, oh no, man. No, he used that bow. He and I walked through the swamp. He's fell on it a few times. Like it had some wear and tear. It had some usage. And, you know, I guess it was, like you said, it was about it. Now, he could have replaced the cams. I'm pretty sure you could have fixed
Yeah,
it.
and that's what I told him. I said you could replace the cams by the time you replace cams, strings, and all that. You're gonna be. I just so happened to have a bow that just came in that was about price point on what it would have cost him to get back in.
There you go. So,
And he was ready. He said, you know what? I'm ready to upgrade. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade. And that's what we did. I don't push it on nobody. We here to cater to you.
yeah, you're right. Well, I know he's happy with it. I'm happy with this one. So, yep. Once again, Thibodaux Tackle. All you guys want to come in, get with these guys. Look them up on Facebook. Y'all have any
Yep.
other?
Facebook, we're a full-fledged archery shop. We do custom rods, everything from perch poles to offshore rods.
That's right. We got the whole setup out here doing custom
ammunition,
rod
the whole
work.
nine, yep,
Rod and reels, everything.
everything.
And anything anybody could possibly want, correct?
Yep.
I like it. All right, fellas. Well, y'all heard it here. Y'all get down to Thibodaux. I like it.